A second FM26 match engine video has hit the internet. Yes, folks, that is right. Of course, we are in hype season ahead of FM26. Over on the YouTube channel, Football Manager have uploaded a new video. We are going to react to it today. This video is detailing the matchday experience. Now, we did have a matchday video. It's a really highlight-heavy edited montage. I'm hoping we're going to get a bit more substance in this one. Let's dive into it and hope it's good. So for the first watch view of this, I'm going to avoid hitting the pause button. After that, we can go frame by frame through things. Let's see what we've got here. Smaller stadiums instantly. That looks cool. That looks like a really decent non-league stadium. Obviously, Premier League footage we've seen. I care about this. Oh, look, small stadium. Women's football as well. We're going to get some action of. I'm sorry, I'm going back here. Can we discuss the redefined highlight system and this camera angle? This looks sick. Like, I'll be honest, it doesn't look like Brighton Stadium on the outside. I've been to Brighton Stadium, but the actual stadium itself, look like this is. We've never got this close to the action. You see all the camera people behind the goal. I hope there's more of them when, like, you go up the leagues. You know, make it feel like I'm really advancing up the divisions. Anyway, I said I wasn't going to pause this video. I've lasted 17 seconds. My wife might say that's an improvement.
System. Brand new cutscenes, improved.
Okay, new cutscenes. We've seen the Premier League trophy before, but the new line does look good. It looks good. I'll be honest, the footage, like, quality doesn't look great on some of these highlights. Because, like, this one looks really good, but the previous one didn't look nearly as good. I feel like the video capture, right, and when it's uploaded to YouTube, it always looks worse than when it's on your screen and you're playing the game at home, which I know sounds obvious. But if you ever watch my videos on YouTube, which, of course, if you haven't and it's your first time here, subscribe. But yeah, when you upload videos to the internet, especially with the colour green, the quality does naturally just end up looking a little bit worse. So I do think it's going to look better than what we've got here. I mean, this is meant to be the Emirates Stadium. Does it look like the Emirates Stadium? Arsenal fans, let me know.
With new on-the-ball animations.
New on-the-ball animations. It did say 300 new animations. Also, they're working with Hawkeye. The thing I actually paused for was this graphic here, where we have the goal scorer and assistant. It's got like the Premier League graphics. That looks really, really clean. Also, for people who don't know, Hawkeye, I think they're the people who do the goal line technology. They used to do all the simulated technology in cricket. And essentially, Hawkeye, they have, like, loads of cameras around the pitch, and from that, they're able to create kind of a 3D scene of what's going on the pitch. So, if you've ever watched an offside decision being given in the Premier League with the semi-automatic system where they kind of have the 3D simulation, that's using similar technology to Hawkeye. So, from the sounds of it, Football Manager are working with them. I wonder if they're able to get actual animations from real-world football and bring them into the game. If that is the case, you'd like to think there'd be more than the 300 new animations they were talking about. But if it's a long-term partnership, that bodes very well for the long-term future of FM. Anyway, this is Old Trafford. There's no slope around the edge of the pitch. Although, I've got to say, sorry, I'm taking the mick a little bit here. The actual camera angle, like for reviewing your tactic and stuff, this might be a sick camera angle. I do feel like this camera angle does exist in the last FM, but, you know, I'm a creature of habit. I use one camera angle all year, so how would I know? I mean, that little chip finish is kind of nice, isn't it? Little dancing moves. That save looked good. Premier League scoreboard at the top. Wolves scoring against Tottenham. Log it as a bug. Now, I will say, the 3D motion capture stuff for the Wolves football we've known about for years. I feel like they've shown that footage for like 4 years in a row. I don't need to see anymore. I know that you got some female football players in and Mo captured them. Attacking players are now better equipped to stand up their opponents before deciding to take them. Oh, look at that little cut inside. That looked clean. And a new pass grid system to evaluate. Oh, some of the finishes look really good here. Also, who is that kit? Is that HSV's kit? Not sure about it. Look at that. The camera angles look sick.
A brand new broadcast mode combines multiple camera points and all.
Hallelujah! Broadcast mode has multiple camera points and looks great, assuming that's using this stuff. Audio improvements. No, right, pause the game. Audio improvements. Are you still going to play with sound off like a sane human being? Let me know down below if you play with audio with sound on, and if you do, I'm just gonna judge you for a moment. Okay, let's get back to the video. I mean, the camera angles do look really good. Also, it's got the actual Premier League match ball, which is to be expected, but it's cool. Oh, that shot from that angle looked great. Sorry, what did that say? Dynamic mode. A smart mode which selects modes depending on context, i.e. more highlights the end of a cup final. Oh my, does that mean if I'm winning 3-0, I don't have to watch every corner that happens? But if there's like a really tight game at the end, I get shown loads of stuff. If that's the case, that sounds brilliant, doesn't it? If I go back a few frames, can I go back a few frames here? Was this screen more zoomed out? Can we see anything new here? I'm looking at it. I mean, camera height and zoom is the same. Match speed during highlights. Match speed between highlights times 20. Intro music, match sounds. Opposition. You can just turn off opposition replay. So if you get scored against and you don't want to see their goals again, I don't care about that. Someone is going to be happy about that. This dynamic mode sounds interesting, though. Does that mean if you've got like a big rivalry, you'll get more highlights?
As full time approaches, but if you coast into victory, you'll see fewer.
That's really good.
Mode reflects the match, the drama, the action.
Dynamic mode. Like, I've been asking for like contextualized. I guess that's what I'm asking for. Also, the stadiums look good. Oh, wait, sorry. Go back. Ladies and gentlemen, Football Manager's upgraded the trees. They've upgraded the trees. I'm fine. It's a little thing. I've been hating the trees for years. I'll be honest, they're still not great, but they're better. I know what, Rome wasn't built in a day. Oh, so this stadium looks like a proper lower league stadium. That stadium at night looks great. Some of this footage looks amazing and some of it looks awful. Is anyone else noticing that? I don't know if they've intentionally captured it on loads of different quality machines. It looks good. It looks really good. The walkout here, like pre-match, looks great. Wait, between highlights. Between highlights, you get like a 2D view of the game playing out, so you can review your tactic. Like, it's kind of. I guess this looks like it's being fast-forwarded, but without seeing the whole thing. That's sweet. Also, is there any new player roles or stuff? No, but we can only see player positions here. Hey, formation IP. Formation in possession. Oh, I need to tweet it. I don't know why there's a scroll bar on the right. Formation IP. That has to be formation in possession. And I guess formation out of possession is like on these tabs. I assume these are tabs at the top because all the panels have got them. That is actually massive. Are they going to tell us more about that, or are they just going to pretend that's not a thing? The 2D match playing out is kind of cool. That's cool. I hope we can see... I will say, I hope we can see match stats not just on this screen and in the match engine itself. Otherwise, that will be a little bit annoying. Oh, you're never going to listen to your assistant, are you? It looks good. I'll say, and I've said this a lot, the crowd just doesn't look very good. The crowd looks like a downgrade on that shit. It looks a bit more, like, dense. But, like, the actual detail, like, none of them are wearing the actual shirts. Why are they all wearing pink shirts for this game? No idea. That's the only gripe I have right now, because the rest of the game looks good. I mean, that's the trailer. There's one bit that I have to go back to, and it's this. I think that means formation in possession. And then if you click on the tab, you can see maybe out of possession, and then the third tab is something else. Maybe like average position of your players. I mean, this looks interesting. I feel like it's lacking a little bit of detail, but it might just be down to the resolution it's captured at. Also, the fact there's a scroll bar makes me think that this is a little bit unfinished. Now, I will say, if this video's got you hyped, or maybe you were already thinking about pre-ordering the game and you haven't done it already, maybe do it via today's sponsor. Football Manager 26 is nearly here, and with Fanatical, a Sega-approved retailer, you can pre-order for cheaper than Steam or Epic Games. Just hit the link down below or on screen and lock in your discount using the code WTS, plus get that early beta access. The deal runs all the way to launch, so don't miss it, and thanks to those of you that have used it for supporting the channel. Now let's get back to the video. I mean, one thing I will say is the stadium variety in this trailer just looks way, way better. Like, the pitch detail and stuff looks great. And admittedly, like, look, you're not really going to see this far out the stadium that often. But it does appear like there is a bit more variety in terms of what's going on. Like, the dugout detailing looks pretty nice. I've not seen any burger vans in the stadiums. I'll tell you what, if they've got rid of our burger vans and park benches, you know, the wooden benches in lower league grounds, I'm kicking off. They say here 300 plus new animations. I assume that means outside of women's football. Unless women's footballers are using men's, that doesn't work. Unless they've retargeted the animations to work on a female skeleton, because the way a female body's proportioned, especially the hips, it's very different to a man. But I'll be honest, wait, was there a burger van there? There's no burger van, there is a gazebo. We've not lost the entire game, everyone, but the crowd... I hate to be negative. The crowd, like, there's no flags or banners like we've seen in previous games. Just a little bit of a shame because the rest of the game looks so much better. Like, these camera angles look great. Maybe wish there was a little bit of depth of field going on. So, like, the background is slightly blurred and it's not all 100% sharp. But it looks really, really nice. What do you guys think about this? It's weird. There is some footage. Like, this clip here specifically looks awful. And I'm a bit confused why this one's in the trailer. Because it doesn't look like it's 4K. And it looks a little bit blurry. You can see here the subs bench at the bottom. You can kind of see down in the bottom left, it is collapsed, so that will pop up and probably have all the subs like we're used to seeing. I mean, the women's footballers look okay. The hair looks a bit static, if I'm going to be super critical. But in general, this looks good. Like, there are some new animations here from the looks of things. We already knew about the new volumetric animations that they were doing. The fact that they're doing them through Hawkeye is interesting. Hopefully that's a long-term partnership. I imagine it is. I mean, like, little things here, like the Premier League kind of score popping up at the bottom. I think there could be really nice touches. Like, it's going to feel like an event now, right? When you climb up through the Football League in Football Manager and actually reach the Premier League and you get all the Premier League graphics. Like, that in itself is going to feel like a significant thing. A bit like it did when you reach the Champions League with it all licensed. I think my biggest confusion at the moment is the fact that some footage like this here looks quite nice and the lighting here is a bit different, but the outside the stadium just doesn't look very good. Like, there's some instances where the outside of the stadium looks really good, but the inside of the stadium doesn't look good, and then there's others where it's the reverse. I feel like there's maybe a lack of consistency across these clips, and I don't know if that's just because it's development in progress. Maybe there's some bugs in the lighting that they're wrestling with. But it does make me a little bit puzzled because there's some footage that looks great and some that looks awful. And certainly in FM24, the lighting could be a little bit hit and miss. Like, the idea of contextual replays is great. Like, I'll probably still use key for a lot of games because maybe it's a bit too long. Or maybe it's like key or better. I guess my concern with dynamic is I don't want it to just be a case of suddenly, because it's a big game, it's incomprehensive. I kind of want it to react during the match a little bit and not drag on too much. Like, if we get to a point where having dynamic on means a match lasts 20 minutes, half an hour, that's a problem in my eyes. For me, the gripe was always, if you play on key highlights and go 3-0 up, you still get shown loads of pointless stuff at the end of a game, so it saves you time being on dynamic. I mean, this seems great to me, I'm going to be honest. The night lighting here, by the way, looks great. Like, the skybox looking a bit gloomier. Like, the lighting on the pitch looks great too. But this, again, feeds into that inconsistent feeling, which hopefully it's just because it's work in progress. Hopefully it's not going to be something we experience in the game. Because, like, here, this looks really nice. Admittedly, the outside of the pitch looks a bit weird. At the same time, if they continue to improve this year on year, because there clearly has been a concerted effort to actually improve how the engine looks, I'm kind of fine with that. It does look like in this game here between, I don't know who this is, Sutton? And someone, I don't know who this is playing here. It doesn't really matter. There's quite a lot of cameramen and stuff still behind the goal. I kind of hope that does scale up and down depending on the level that you're playing at. Clearly, this is like a smaller stadium, so presumably like a lower league ground. So it would be nice if that was kind of reflected in, the number of cameramen. I know that sounds like a really stupid minor gripe, but little things like that really do make a big difference when you're playing the game. You know what? I don't know how much new stuff we've really been shown here, but it's more of what we already knew, and it reaffirms in my mind the fact this is going to be a big step forward. There is some weird stuff going on with some of the highlights, but these cutscenes, like, this looks cool. If we can have some cool lineup graphics that go out with this, that will be amazing. I assume this is Arsenal v Liverpool at Anfield. Like, look at the crowd here and the fact they're all wearing, like, brown. Like, they should be wearing Liverpool kits, I assume. I really hope that's being worked on in the next month or so, because I will be disappointed if that's how the crowds look. And it's maybe a weird thing to get hyperfixated on, but it does just kind of take you out of it. Like, the bottom half, this screenshot looks amazing, and then the upper half, I don't know what they're doing. I do also like the idea of the 2D bit at the bottom. Presumably, you're going to be able to watch 2D for the entire game if you want. Yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think down below. I think this for reviewing tactics, like between highlights, will be really useful if you don't want to watch full games. The overall stats here look good. What I will say is it does feel like a bit like it's lacking details. Like, Football Manager is a game where it's like, spreadsheet and information everywhere. And it does feel like there is a lack of that information on this screen. And as far as I can see, there's not really a way to customize it. I mean, maybe you can click on stuff like match stat and it pops out more info. Maybe if you click on these tabs, you get the XG story. But this all used to be stuff that we could just see all at once last year. So it's a bit annoying if it's been hidden behind more and more screens, you know? I'll be honest, I think my overall thoughts on this are, it's kind of what we expected. It looks really good and also really iffy in certain bits. But if nothing else, it has me excited to play the game. I just hope we're going to get some more news about the tactics stuff. They've only got, at most, a month left to work on this game. And I hope in the next month we're going to get shown more of the details. Because a lot of these trailers have been fancy, fluffy stuff. Football Manager is a game about spreadsheets at the end of the day. Football Manager have just dropped a new blog post as well, detailing a little bit more detail compared to what we saw in the trailer. They talk here about the new lighting changes combined with the new sky effects. We kind of saw that on the nighttime women's lineup screenshot where there is new nighttime skyboxes, which will make a big difference. They also talk here about rain and snow. Bit disappointed we didn't see any of that in the trailer, really, if it has been improved, because snow's looked awful in FM for years. They confirm here that the Hawkeye partnership is to do with volumetric animations. Now, volumetric animations were actually confirmed for FM25 before it was cancelled. Like I said, it's essentially a way that you, instead of having someone dressed in a motion capture suit to get animations, can actually leverage animations from cameras and kind of collecting data from real-world football. So that's going to be interesting. And they talk here about how those animations are going to work with their motion-captured animations and also their handcrafted animations to hopefully just improve the overall animation system. I've seen a lot of criticism about the animation system with Football Manager. I think, to its credit, perhaps, the animations have got better year on year with Football Manager. It's the one part of the match engine they have continually upgraded. So in terms of things that needed the most TLC this year, I'm not going to pretend it was high up my list. They talked on it briefly in the trailer, but they talk here about how risk assessment when it comes to passes has been improved, so players should be better able to pass through traffic and between lines in the middle of the pitch. I hope that means that a player with 20 passing and 20 vision is actually absolutely insane at passing, and noticeably so, because I don't feel like that's ever really been a thing in FM. Like, you know, in real life, sometimes there's absolute ballers, and they pull a pass off, and you just think, ooh. Like Trent always used to do it for Liverpool. And like they audibly make you go, oh, no, not many other people on the pitch can do that. You don't get that in Football Manager ever. They also tease here about the fact there's been AI improvements to the match engine itself to support the new tactical tools, all of which you'll learn about in a forthcoming deep dive. In possession and out of possession roles confirmed, I think. Talk about the revamped replay system here. I know this won't be for everyone, but it's a bit annoying when you watch the goal of the season contenders and the game used to always pick awful camera angles. Hopefully there's some good camera angles to be shown now. They do also confirm here, in a more dramatic game, you'll get more highlights. If you're 4-0 up and closing in on victory, the highlights will drop. Amazing. Thank you. That is such a good change. They confirm there are going to be new cutscenes here. I hope the trophy lift cutscenes are really, really good, because they've been the same for years, and with these new trophy models, they can definitely be better. And to be honest, this blog post is just kind of wrapped up there. There's not a load of new stuff in here, but a few extra details here and there. I think for me, the dynamic highlights are going to be really, really interesting. I think that's something that everyone will probably make use of, especially when it comes to cup finals. Cutscenes and kind of general matchday presentation, improved camera angles, they're great. If I'm going to be honest, I'm surprised they position the animations so high up in this blog post, because they are a little underwhelming. Anyway, folks, that was a look at Football Manager's latest Matchday Experience trailer. Let me know your thoughts on it down below. Have you pre-ordered yet? Are you holding out? What do you think about me thinking that in possession and out possession tactics have soft been confirmed? Want to hear your thoughts and theories down below. Of course, we are covering all the Football Manager 26 news as it drops. If you're new around here, make sure to be subscribed. And besides all of that, have a lovely rest of your day. It's me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.